Should you rest your voice or not? That is the question. When does vocal rest make sense? When is vocal rest counterproductive? And what other approaches may be more helpful than voice rest? And in which situations? I'm going to answer all of these questions in this video. So let's start. Hi, I'm Katarina, speech-language pathologist, and here on this channel I share practical tips about using your voice in a healthy way. So if this is a topic that interests you, consider subscribing to this channel and hitting that bell notification icon so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Before I talk about vocal rest, let me give you the why. If you understand the basic concept of how your voice works, then you will be able to make good decisions for your voice. When you talk or sing, your vocal folds come together and they vibrate against each other hundreds or even thousands of times per second. There is contact between the tissue of the vocal folds every time you make a voiced sound. The human voice is an amazing mechanism that is built to handle this impact, but not all the time. You need to give your voice a chance to recover. Even when your vocal technique is amazing, even if you trained for years, giving your voice a chance to rest is a good vocal health practice. Your voice will be happier and healthier when you give it plenty of opportunities to rest, recover, rehydrate, and relax. Here are 3 most common scenarios that require some level of vocal rest. Scenario number 1, serious vocal injuries. I talked about vocal rest in my previous videos, and I explained that there are basically 2 types of a voice rest: absolute and relative vocal rest. Absolute vocal rest means that you are not using your voice at all. It means complete silence, which is amazingly challenging unless you're living on a desert island. But absolute vocal rest is very important after certain vocal fold injuries, such as vocal fold bleeding and surgeries. Your vocal folds will not heal properly if they are overused during this period of time. It's the same way you do not run after a knee surgery. So if you are preparing for such surgery, your laryngologist or speech-language pathologist will explain the expectations, timelines, and some tips to get you through this time. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments below, and while you are there, check out my other resources for your voice in the description below this video. Scenario number 2, high vocal demands. If you are someone who uses your voice all day long and every day, then including short vocal breaks or so-called vocal naps throughout the day is a practice that can give your voice the time to regenerate. Maybe you are a teacher, singer, speaker, salesperson, call center operator, customer service representative, or a preacher, fitness instructor, presenter, lecturer, or someone else who uses your voice for your job and then for daily tasks outside of your job, like talking to your family and friends. I consider these people vocal athletes because they are no different from professional runners, soccer, football, tennis, basketball, or whatever sport players. They are just using a different part of their body with high intensity. Professional athletes have built-in rest days into their routines. But many vocal athletes in these professions take their voice for granted because most of them never experience any vocal issues or only minor vocal issues. However, a simple and easy strategy of relative vocal break can help them avoid serious vocal issues. So what does it mean practically? Know exactly how much and when you are going to use your voice. Build in rest periods before and after vocally demanding tasks. If you have an extremely voice-heavy day ahead of you, set aside a big chunk of time for voice rest. For example, it's not uncommon for singers in leading roles to be silent for the rest of the night after their performance. If you are a speaker who needs to deliver an important speech, then build in these periods of voice rest into your day. If you're a teacher or a lecturer, sprinkle short periods for vocal naps throughout the day. I know this may be challenging, but it is possible, so brainstorm and come up with creative ideas. Organize activities where your students don't require you talking. Don't speak on the phone or with your colleagues during lunch break. Avoid talking in noisy rooms. Schedule quiet activities into your day, like responding to emails or texting. If you take vocal naps throughout the day, you are giving your voice a chance to restore in small doses. And there is one more thing you could do to boost your voice, but let me first talk about scenario number 3, other vocal issues. If you are someone who has vocal issues such as chronic laryngitis, recurrent hoarseness, vocal nodules, vocal fatigue, or similar difficulties, then relative vocal rest is highly recommended together with some retraining. Let's talk about the relative vocal rest first. This is not a set of fixed rules. It is more of a process of finding the best solution for your voice and life. It is about understanding vocal risks and prioritizing voice use for the most important vocal tasks. This may mean that you avoid most intense vocal tasks such as yelling, singing, or teaching without amplification. This may mean cutting down your time on the phone, or this may mean making careful choices about when to talk and when to listen. This may mean raising your awareness of how loud you are speaking. A good guideline may be talk half as much and half as loud. And this means scheduling, and I really mean scheduling, so writing down in your calendar periods of voice breaks throughout the day. The more diligent you are with voice rest, the faster your voice will heal. A huge mistake I see many people make when they are dealing with vocal issues is that they prescribe themselves complete silence and hope that when they start talking again, their voice will be magically fixed. Well, it doesn't work that way. It is important to understand that some vocal issues develop as a result of voice overuse. If you start talking after a period of vocal silence but continue overusing your voice or continue using the type of voicing that caused vocal nodules or other voice problems, you will end up in the same place. Silence will help minimize forceful vocal fold closure, but the nodules will return if the underlying behaviors are not addressed. So what is the answer to my initial question? Will vocal rest heal my vocal cords? Not necessarily. A vocal exercise that improves vocal function together with voice rest may be a better option. For example, gentle humming is an exercise that I recommend to anyone who is dealing with a vocal issue or anyone who has high demands on their voice. I made several videos in which I demonstrate gentle humming exercises, or any other SOVT exercises or semi-occluded vocal tract exercises are also a good option. Bonus tip. Research tells us that meditation in combination with resonant exercises such as humming exercises may be even more helpful in reducing vocal fold swelling and healing of the vocal folds tissue. And meditation doesn't have to be a long practice. If you are not someone who meditates easily, then try breathing exercises or progressive relaxation. This practice will stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system or the rest and digest system in your body. If you found this video helpful, click the like button and share it with your friends, and check out my other videos right here below. See you soon. Bye.